Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So this is another portable fridge freezer. This is from Bodega. If you remember back some time back, if you watch my channel, I've done an 80 quart, I believe it was, from him. It's a big one. This one here's a 48 quart, which is 42 liter. It is 60 watt. It does run off your car. It'll run off your portable power stations, your solar generators. It will also run off 110 in your house. It'll come with an adapter for that. I have no idea what it actually even looks like. So let's get it out of this big old box so we can actually take a look at it and see what features it has. Okay, so there it is, kind of out of the box. Definitely not what I expected. It's almost like an aluminum. It looks like some kind of tread plate. It's not diamond plate, but it's like a tread plate. Definitely going to be a good looking one. It even has a set of keys with it. Holy cow. Check out this stainless steel hinges back here. This thing's built like one of those aluminum toolboxes that goes in the bed of your truck. Look at these beefed up aluminum corners. Man, this thing is built. I've never seen one like this. I actually did not know that this is what they were sending. But look at this thing. It looks like a truck bed toolbox. Latches like that with locks on both. What in the world? Awesome. I can't wait to get checking this out. Let me get this foam off here. We can look at it. Okay, so this thing, after taking it out of the box, is absolutely impressive. I never expected anything like this. I mean, made out of aluminum, heavy stuff. These corners are actually really heavy aluminum. They're not cheap at all. Even the bottom, the feet. So the handles are spring-loaded. It's got super good looking wheels. These feet on the bottom, like I was saying, are extremely good, heavy feet. Looks like it has 2 drain holes. This is one extreme portable fridge freezer. Okay, let's peel this off. You can see the display. So these definitely unlatch both sides. We've got a key, and you can lock it. Lock both sides. I mean, one cool thing is you don't have to worry about the coons or anything getting in it. I mean, because we've been camping a lot, and it's amazing what them raccoons can open up. They can open latches and stuff. Well, this one, they're not going to with a lock like that. This is just extreme. This one. I mean, and everything. The latches, it's got screws on here instead of cheap aluminum rivets. All stainless screws, stainless hinges, aluminum corners, top and bottom, stainless steel screws everywhere. Also on this end here, see this? On this end here we have the handles. This bracket, this thing here is all stainless with a kind of a rubber handle here. This is a stainless braided cable with that plastic coating. So when you open it up, this is going to hold really secure. Very heavy duty made. It even has ribs in it for reinforcement on the sides, even on the back and the top to reinforce the sides. The inside looks great. This is probably the thickest, heaviest gasket I've ever seen. It's nothing thin. It's about yay wide. Instead of being a little piece of foam like a lot of them, this is a heavy gasket, kind of like on a real refrigerator, which this is a real refrigerator, because inside here this thing does have a compressor. It's not a cheap little unit. It actually has a compressor just like your real refrigerator in your house. You plug this thing into 110 or your car, it's going to cool down, I mean cool down good. And it looks like, from as thick as these walls are, it's extremely well insulated. So I am more impressed with everything I look at. So inside here you see the door. This is the gasket I was talking about, real wide and heavy. In here we have 2 compartments, and you can see, like I was talking about, how thick these walls are, which means it's insulated really good. Down here on this end we have LED light. On this end we have an LED light. I mean, this thing is super nice. Has a basket for both sides, not just one like a lot of them. 2 separate baskets, one for your freezer side, one for your refrigerator. This is probably the freezer side and fridge, but most of these, they're dual zone, and you can adjust the temperature for either. So we can make it where they're both fridge, or we can make them where they're both freezer. Either way, or you can have one freezer, one fridge, whichever one you want, depending on what you're carrying. It looks like a lot of space in here too. If you don't want to use the baskets, you can take them out and not use them. In here in this box, we're going to have our power cables and our owner's manual. In here inside this box, what I thought, so this is going to be our DC. You plug this into your vehicle. This side here will plug into your vehicle. This side here will plug into your cooler. And then we have our AC unit, which is AC to DC converter. This plugs into the unit here, and this where we'll plug into your 110 wall outlet. And then in here we have the Bodega owner's manual, and of course made by Bodega. And if it's as good as our other cooler, which I'm sure this one's going to be even better, they make super quality refrigerators. So now I'm going to take this, plug it into the wall, and we'll see what happens here. Okay, right here on the side where the wheels are, these wheels, by the way, are not cheap wheels. They are kind of a rubbery, so they're soft and won't be rough across your nice floors in your home. And they do have bearings in them. These brackets are very heavy duty. This thing is not going to break. So, but you take and plug it in right here. Green light shows we have power right here. So we will plug that in. I heard it beep. Okay, so located right here on the side is our display. This is one of the finest looking displays so far that I've seen. You can see we got an up and down button, a settings button, and a power button. This shows the right compartment, and this one here by the white right here will show the left compartment, so that we're both adjustable. We'll hit the power button, so just one time. Showing the room temperature pretty much is what it's showing right now, and it is set to Fahrenheit. And it shows our power that we have coming into it, which is 14.2 volts. And it actually already kicked on, so I can hear the compressor running. And right down below here we have some vents. So this is where it looks like our air intake. I can feel the air probably intaking right here, because it does have a fan built in to keep it cool. So we should be able to, it's set on this one here. The setting is actually 41 right now. We want to crank this thing down to 30. Okay, so once we got this one set, it's still flashing. We push the settings button, it'll switch to this side. You can see this one's already set to -4, which is the bottom. Very cold. We want to go back, so we push this and goes back to this side. And I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure this one will go down to -4 also. -4. We don't need that one that low. The fridge side, we'll go ahead and crank it back up to a higher one. We'll crank it back up to 30. Like so. So we're set at -4 here. We're set at 30 here, showing 14.2 volts. So now if we hit our settings button right now, we're on max mode right here. Now what you want to do with max mode is, whenever you want to cool this thing down quick, you put everything in it, cool it down. What I do is I cool this thing down in the house with all my stuff in it, in the garage, and then I'll take and put it in the vehicle, plug it into the DC of the vehicle, and put it on eco once it's already cooled down with everything in it. Because you do have a cool down time. You put a lot of warm stuff in there, it's going to take longer to cool down. But if we push this, you can see we go to max or eco. Now this eco is going to save energy while you're using it on your vehicle or your portable power station. We want to put it on max right now because we're wanting to cool it down quick. Okay, now it does have an adjustment here too, that it has a low, medium, and high. You see this little L right here. Hopefully you can see that on the display, the L. And what that does is you want to not drain your battery too low on your vehicle, depending on how low you want your battery on your vehicle to get, and you can change this setting accordingly. So if we press and hold this, now we're on low, you can see it blinking. There's medium, and right there's high. Okay, the high, medium, low that I was talking about right here, that you adjust for your vehicle or whatever you're going to use it on. Here's our settings in the book. It shows our cutout and our cut in for 12 volt and for 24 volt. And it says the H, which is high, should be set whenever the product is connected to car power, and M or L should be set whenever it's connected to a portable battery or other backup battery. So a portable power station, solar generator, you would use the medium or low, but on your vehicle you should set it to high, and that's so your battery voltage on your vehicle does not drop below a voltage that your vehicle would not start. So to be safe, always put it on high if you're going to have it plugged into a vehicle. You can run them voltages lower on a portable power station or solar generator. Also in the manual, it does show us some nice little things here, what you might want to set a temperature to. like drinks 41 degrees Fahrenheit, fruits 46, vegetables 50, 39 for delicatessen, which means meat, I guess. Wine 50, ice cream 14, and then meat 0. So if you're wanting to control it by the app, you can just download this app. It's called Car Fridge Freezer. Download it, and I already have this downloaded actually because I have the other Bodega. So what we want to do is click on the app, and then it says here start scanning fridge, and I'm assuming this is it right here. We'll click on this. It says press settings button on the fridge to control panel. There it is. Wow, that was fast. That was super easy to set up. Now you can see all of our controls here. It says -4 on this compartment, and you see this side's highlighted, and then if I click this one, we're 30 degrees. Tells us our voltage, 14.2, which is very accurate to this thing too. Right here, if we want to change that up and down, very cool. Look at that. We can just slide it up and down instead of holding that button. We can set this thing back to 30. Whoops. Or we can click the plus and just go up 1 degree at a time. Go over here, same way. We want to set this thing to, let's set this thing to 10 degrees. Well, let's set it to 0 for meat. Okay. So now, if you'll see right here, it says Fahrenheit is what it's on. If I press this button, it changed it right here. If you can see the Celsius light up right there. Click it again, we're back on Fahrenheit. That's if you want to unpair it. We don't want to use that. You can lock it. That way nobody can mess with the controls on it. We'll unlock it. And we can also, it's on max right now, which it's not lit up here. So click this. Now the Eco is on. You can see it's lit up. And we can also change the high, medium, and low, and it tells you the voltage is high, 12 volt. So this thing is going to shut off, not drain your vehicle battery below 12 volt, medium 11.5, or low 9 volts. We want this thing on high because I will be putting it in the Jeep Gladiator. So very cool. One other cool thing is, check that out. Click the button, turns the unit off. Click the button again, turn the unit back on. Very, very cool. We do have settings on here for different things. You can adjust a lot of the same things. Max temperature, minimum temperature, which the minimum on here is 4. You can set it where nobody can crank it down lower on here than 0 if you don't want it going below 0. Max temperature is set on 68 Fahrenheit. Which there's also one cool thing about these. It's not just a cooler refrigerator. It will also keep things warm. You can set this temperature to 68 degrees and keep everything warm in there. So if you're taking food to a church function or a picnic that you need to keep warm, you can stick it inside here and your max temperature will be 68. Very cool. Language English. You can rename this thing if you want to. I like the A1 because that's what it is. You can reset everything. And there's a few other settings. Advanced settings here says only for factory maintenance. We don't need to mess with that. So we'll go back. And I really, really like this app. It's already telling us our temperature in here, what we're set to. Current temp is 55 on the refrigerator side, which is this one. And this side is 32. So what it looks like it's going to do is it's going to cool down the refrigerator side first. Then it's going to start cooling this down. We got this one set to 30. So it's almost there, then this one should start dropping. Put it on here. You can see we are current temp 32, we're set to 30. Current temp 55, we're set to 0 on this one. So it won't be long, this one should start dropping as soon as this one gets to 30. But the app is a super cool feature, I think. Just because ease of use compared to the display, this is a lot easier. Even though the display, with the plus and minus, you can see which side you're adjusting here. This little white indicates the left side. The little white on this one indicates the right side. And then, of course, this indicates it too, just by where them are. Shows your battery voltage. Your Fahrenheit, you can see the little Bluetooth icon. So it shows we're connected to Bluetooth to our app. Okay, here is the LED lights, which lights this thing up really nice on the inside. We got one for the freezer section that I'm using for freezer. As I said, you can use either way. Both freezer, both fridge. Whichever one you want to be freezer, whichever one you want to be fridge. It does have the drain plugs in each side. You can see one there, one on this side, and you just kind of twist and pull it out. It pops into a silicone rubber grommet right there, so it definitely seals good. And same way over here, pull it out. Very simple to use. Anything liquid gets in here, it's going to drop into this lower channel right here, all of them, and they all funnel to right here. So it's going to drain really good if anything does get in it. Okay, so I got this unit cooling down. I'm going to take and load it up with some bottles of water and different things and see how much it will actually hold. But one thing I wanted to mention was, back years ago we used to go camping and we'd always just take the old, igloo or Coleman coolers or whatever. And the problem with them was, you go buy bags of ice every day when it's hot in the summer, you're camping. Every day the ice would melt. It says 4 or 5 days on them, that's a joke. That's if you never open it in perfect conditions. But we would take and buy bags of ice, bags of ice, bags of ice. And you know how it is on a regular cooler. You put a bag of ice and there are 2 bags, then it takes up most of your cooler because of the ice. One of these, there is no ice. It absolutely just keeps it freezing. You can have ice cream in here. You can have all your drinks in one side, ice cream and frozen meats, or keep your meats cool without freezing it. All this stuff with no bags of ice, and the bags of ice is not taking up most of your cooler space. Also, whenever we was using the coolers, you know how it is when your ice would melt. Even if you take your bologna and your cheese and all your stuff and you put them in Ziploc bags, but once that ice melted in its water, then what happens? You all know, because you've used the coolers like that, or still do. No matter what you do, it gets in your cheese and your bologna and whatever you got and ruins it. On these, you don't have that problem. All stays nice and dry and cold. Super. And this thing, being as beefy as it is, this is a off-roader's dream for a fridge/freezer. This thing is going to be incredible. I'm going to run it off my portable power station when I'm at the place. The campsites, if we're off-grid, I can run it off my charger. I can run it off my truck. I can charge my portable power station on my truck and then run it off of the portable power station, and we got it made. If we're off the grid, we got it made with this thing. So this one is going to be super for the Jeep Gladiator and all of our off-road adventures. By far the best looking cooler I have ever seen. The toughest looking cooler I've ever seen. I absolutely did not expect this is what I was going to get. But I am very proud of Bodega for making something this awesome. And like I said, I have a big 80-quart Bodega sitting over here. It's a monster. Super for if you need a lot of stuff, and it's a good cooler too, but now it's not ruggedized like this one. I didn't even know they made one of these, in fact. Like I said, this kind of reminds me of a truck toolbox. So I'm going to take this thing and load it up with water, and we're going to check it out on the inside. Okay, so now I got it loaded with some stuff. So the fridge side, of course, was warm stuff, Gatorade, which it brought the temperature up. The freezer side was frozen things I put in there, so the temperature is dropping a lot faster on it. It's at 13 now. This one will have to drop some more, but it does have to cool down the Gatorades before it's going to drop the temperature. I do have it plugged into my Jackery right now, and right now it says it's drawing 39 watt, and the temperature is dropping pretty good, so it won't be too long. This thing will be cooled down. Let me show you what I got inside. Okay, I have not even got this thing full yet, but what I have right here is 12 bottles of Gatorade, and these are the 20-ounce bottles of Gatorade, so not the little ones. These are the 20-ounce size, not the little bitty ones. Over here I got a few things. There's actually more room here. You could put lots of different things. Some hamburger, big pack of hamburger, lots of different things you want to keep frozen. But I do have me some ice cream, my favorite ice cream. I got some frozen vegetables. I got a whole one of the big bags of tater tots. And then I got a big package, which is 48 ounce, 3 pounds of bacon ends and pieces. So that's a pretty good size thing right there. So that's how much room we got. And like I said, the ice cream still goes here. I could put another thing of ice cream right here beside this one. And then we have all this room. And then on the Gatorade, we could actually lay bottles of stuff down here, or we could put our lunch meat, our cheese, and different things we want to keep cool in here, but not frozen like this side. Or as I said, if you're not needing the freezer, which a lot of time we don't even use the freezer. When we're just going on big trips where we don't need frozen things, We don't want everything frozen to have to thaw out, so we use both sides as a refrigerator, and we have all this room. So very cool that it does have the option to do freezer and fridge, or both freezer, both fridge, either way. So this is a top-notch unit for sure. Okay guys, check this out. 2021 Jeep Gladiator. It absolutely fits perfect in here. That's one thing I was praying for. A lot of the coolers, when you got a tonneau cover and you want to carry in the back of your Jeep, it will not fit. They're just too tall. Especially being this size. But look at this. I can fold that up, get to it. All I have to do, pull this up, and back of our truck. There we go, we can get to our stuff just that easy. How cool is that? And it fits perfectly with the tonneau cover on here. So that is impressive. I actually did not expect that it was going to fit in here. I am so happy that it did. So now I know that this is going to be our #1 freezer that we're going to haul with us on our adventures, no doubt about it. So on this side here, I do have the 12-volt DC adapter where I can just plug it right in and plug it into here. Sits in the back of my truck. Very cool and convenient, just like that. Okay guys, thank you all for watching. Click the thumbs up and subscribe. This here is the Bodega AL42. This thing is absolutely amazing. This is the most rugged. I never even dreamed that they made one like this. I had no idea, like I said earlier. The way this thing is built, this aluminum tread plate, this beefed up aluminum corners, and the feet are aluminum. The stainless, all the hardware is stainless steel. Very good quality made. Cools down super, and it holds a lot of stuff. So this thing is going to be my #1 go-to rig. I guarantee you to throw in the Jeep Gladiator when we go off-roading. Very impressed by this. I will post a link in the description below where you can check it out. And I'm telling you guys, if you're a Jeeper or an off-roader or whatever, you want a heavy one, or even if you got kids that you know how they bang stuff around, this thing is tough. You're going to be good to go. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Catch you all on the next one. Right on.